Oi, oi, alright, how's it going? I'm Grant, you're you. This is Doodle Review, coming through with a new album to give a spin and chat some fraff about whether I like it or not, really. Today we're looking at the latest Laura Jane Grace album, Hole in My Head. Laura Jane Grace is the guitarist, principal songwriter and frontwoman of the punk band Against Me, but despite that band being active for nearly 3 decades at this point, Hole in My Head is only the second solo record from the artist. I don't know why I find that so surprising. I think I always assumed, given kind of Grace's outspoken nature and quite prolific activity, whether that's in music or writing, that I'd come to discover kind of a whole catalogue of solo albums offering a parallel discography to Against Me. But in fact, it was only recently, in 2020, that the artist debuted a full solo album with Stay Alive. Yes, there was the 2018 album Brought to Rot that kind of acted as a solo record, released under the name Laura Jane Grace and the Devouring Mothers, but these were full band compositions, and while apparently not feeling right for Against Me according to Grace, hence kind of being released under that different name, it definitely sways closer to the Against Me style than the intimate and personal Stay Alive. This second solo release, Hole in My Head, maintains the intimacy of that first release with a number of simple one acoustic guitar, one voice productions, but intersperses these with a few full band upbeat numbers spanning big bopper rock and roll, power pop, and even a kind of avant-garde Alex G type track. What's interesting is, despite the addition of these full band arrangements, they still maintain a feeling of intimacy that distinguishes the album from the Devouring Mothers release, or obviously the Against Me stuff. I think this is achieved with keeping the production quite simplistic. It's dry with little discernible overdubs, and ultimately, according to the credits, mainly performed by Grace herself, drums and all, plus some bass and backing vocal contributions from Drive-By Truckers' Matt Patton. I was actually quite surprised by how much I enjoyed this record. Against Me are a band I haven't fully delved into yet, despite enjoying the few tracks that I know. Not that that would really make a difference, but it was the whole acoustic folk punk thing that had me a little apprehensive. It's just not really a style I tend to gravitate towards. I have a few people very close to me in my life that absolutely love artists that often play in this space, like Frank Turner, and it's just never done it for me, which is very convenient because I still end up in pretty close proximity to the music anyway. I'm not entirely sure what it is about this album that Against All Odds works for me, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's likely the fact that while Grace plays into the earnest and often literal storytelling tropes common within the genre, it's that this doesn't often seem to come at the expense of a really strong melody. Tacos and Toast is a relatively straightforward acoustic progression with those back and forth bass notes, but the instantly traceable melody in its chorus elevates the whole thing. Same with my favourite in the set, Hard Feelings, with its hooky mother 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 I've ruined my brain refrain. The melodies add this kind of layer of escapism I think I miss in other music from this genre. Of course, the break from straight up acoustic tracks with some up-tempo full band arrangements definitely help as well. Hole in My Head, the title track, kicks off the album with a fast-paced driving chord progression and some aggressive but melodic backing vocals which work really, really well. Birds Talk 2 has a very cool dry guitar and very punchy power pop chord progression, making it an instant toe tapper. The one that I'm iffy on is I'm Not a Cop. I do really respond to the anti-authority kind of lyrical theme here and the kind of frantic ad-libs, but those Barbaran-esque backing vocals just give me a bit of the ick, to parrot a popular phrase. I like the irony of utilising this kind of a musical style from a boomer 50s idealistic vision of society in a song that rallied against a police structure that would maintain that kind of anodyne status quo. I do like that juxtaposition, but as a song to actually listen to, it just doesn't do anything for me. The other track I'm soft on here is Keep Your Wheels Straight. It just feels a bit too similar to the earlier Tacos and Toast, the acoustic kind of back and forth chord progression with emphasis on that bass note. That being said, I really like the lyrics here, and when a track is 2 minutes on an album that's barely 30, what's the big deal, I suppose? This is a straightforward, lightweight and enjoyable folk punk record with decent doses of stripped back outright punk to keep the energy up. I'll call this a 7.3 and knock it on the head, but you know, what do you reckon? Hit me with your thoughts in the comments below, and check out some other related videos linked in the description. You know, if you're interested enough to do all that, you may as well subscribe. So subscribe, share some thoughts, show some love, or just hold some abuse in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, mate. Bye.